Well, except for this ugly fucking painting from the study. The fuck is this thing? What's up, guys? It's your boy, Squid Wario Plays! It's Squid Wario Plays! And we're back with some more of the letter. Now, obviously, a couple minutes ago, I was live streaming with my friends. Now I'm gonna continue this series. This time, last episode, we finished chapter 1 of Isabella, and she survived. My goal is to make sure at least the rest of the people survive, because if you have been watching in the last episode, Rose got kerfuckled. Which is not what I wanted, but I don't think it was going to change. Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, smash the notification bell to always be notified of any new uploads to this channel. Also, please, can we get some likes on this fucking stream? Maybe 10 likes, give or take. Maybe 100. Maybe more. Otherwise, don't forget to follow me here on Twitch. We stream every day. Let's do this. Let's play the fucking game! It's far too easy to get them to pay attention in Rapture. In Rapture. Masters in Business Administration, major in accounting. Likes, whatever the fuck that is. Dogs, fashion, parties, and dancing. These children, iconic women. Charity and math. Who the fuck likes math? Nationality, British. I don't know what the fuck that is. Of the Luxembourg upper classes, Hannah is used to living a life of luxury. Absent parents made her crave for attention, though something she gained from her private tutors and nannies instead. It was never enough, however, she studied hard in order to make her parents proud, going into business so that she could work alongside them. The challenge in her otherwise privileged life was certainly a thrill for her at the very least. She had many suitors, dating different men and women. But it was through work that she met Luke. It was love at first sight for her. Upon her parents' death, Luke proposed to her. That was the move that led to the merging of Bright Enterprise and Evans Incorporated, and her subsequent retirement. Their 7-year marriage is strained, but Hannah tries her best to make it work. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares.
What, did they stare directly into your fucking soul?
Most are respectful, some are hostile if we are honest. And a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I am
kinda right!
The There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Fuck, that is so fucking confusing to say. And why you got a wine glass for a picture? Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. Obviously not a great friend if you don't like him. After all, this man can turn heads being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
He's more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I'm quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with the chief inspector because of Luke. Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have an awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It started with an N. I think I might be wrong. Aside from being chief inspector of Luxembourg police, his wife Rochelle Lee Vance owns a General Electronics company. Fridges and freezers mostly, aren't they? Isn't that the same fucking thing? They're put together, you dipshit.
Oh, I always have time for my favourite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
And you're gonna look positively fucking shitty whenever I kick you out that fucking door and you make that comment an entire fucking sentence one goddamn time.
I see the husband isn't with ya.
You see correctly, now fuck off. The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. Oh, what the fuck are you doing? That's just wrong. That's just wrong. Wrong. I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. What a weird fucking sentence. You know the ones. Men who are just too friendly, staring too long at my assets. Ooh, that's not really good. And getting close just because my husband's not here. Also not very great friends to have. If this is the shit they're doing. And to think that they have the gall to do this at my own party. It's not technically your party. Actually, no, she actually set this party up. It is your party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any social society, woman, oh, if for so, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here?
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor. The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with her doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from... I'm pretty sure I butchered that word. From the few who flock in hopes of a flattering power, I can't tolerate them for far better than Lee. He is a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who is obviously the brains behind the two. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled to me tales of the Luxembourg Police Department, a different effect of the usual gossip I am privy to, and though I loathe to admit, it's interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But, oh boy, was I wrong.
So, we're in civvies. I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the mutant chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
Oh my! You made him chase you all the way home for a prank! What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. Wait, what? He's a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years. Holy shit. A lifetime if you compare it to my marriage of 7 years with Luke. Yeah, they don't love each other. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments, I bet his moments were, can we get the fuck out? Where's the booze? Where's the bitches?
Hey, the wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown? I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife. I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. That something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
I know what he is talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermagood Mansion?
That's the one. Worthy of a king it is. I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her.
Ermengarde. The last name of the people is Ermengarde, not the Ermengerd.
Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
She's got my thoughts.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course! It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exeters for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom. I think I have a business card, right? No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name? McCullough, Marianne, I believe, yes. But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCullough, well, they'd be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself. This place was starting to feel a bit small lately anyway.
Sure, a free-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Look, I can see where you're coming from, mate. If you live in this house for so many years, you get bored of it. You already know the ups and downs of the house. You can't have many big parties because everybody's fucking cramped everywhere, obviously, right now. The man's literally standing on whatever the fuck he's standing on. Okay, maybe a lot of people. fuck y'all. If you were rich, you would understand. But it isn't big enough to have grand parties in. See, if you're a rich person, you gotta think about that. I may not be rich, but I sure as fuck already thought about that. As it is, I only invite about 30 people to this one, and it already feels cramped in here. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down the several floors before I can get anywhere as well. All Luke's words and not mine. Besides, I have been looking for a good anniversary gift. How the fuck is a house an anniversary gift? Can somebody tell me that? How the hell is that an anniversary gift? Ooh, it's an anniversary gift. Here you go. Ooh, It's the fucking Tito Hessna, fuck off. Luke might like this one. It's a fucking mansion. Rich fucks will always love it. Where is he, by the way? October 21st. Luke is dressed to the nines, as he usually is, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. His butler and valet will wait at his side, just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh sure, that is normal. What is confusing to me is the fact that he's on the way out of the Pintos, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
And I do believe I informed you last night we're not.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this. This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere.
Rich asshole.
You know how I operate, Hana. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
What part of it was stricken off and replaced did you not catch, you fucking jackass?
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
The fuck is that?
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
He did. Moan about me being too loud, but gave in after some pushing. Whenever you want something done right, do it while they're hungover and drunk, because they don't fucking remember, and you can use that against them. Because they can't say no, because they know they were hungover. So they could have said anything, and you have to go with it, because you're a dumbass for getting drunk that night. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
The side of bullshit.
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance.
You really just agreed to it while you were hungover, you jackass. You don't really have a choice in the matter.
But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home. Are we clear?
Yeah. It's just a bit of a husband and wife tit for tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments. Yeah, asshole couples. Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not always see eye to eye. But, you can't read your partner's fucking brain.
Perhaps it has been the years.
7 of them is nothing to scoff at, though.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the triad tasting.
Dude, you need to stop drinking alcohol or else you're gonna ruin your fucking liver, you jackass. Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just simple disagreements, and I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and that'll only be an hour and a half drive.
I have been neglectful. Have I been the neglectful? Have I offended? Have I acted shamefully?
Yes, but Cardiff.
Certainly any problem can be discussed, as long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood.
Fuck your good mood.
Are you happy now, Hana?
Fuck you.
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want. I'm ecstatic. Understood? And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed. We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde mansion.
Ermengarde mansion.
You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Needless to say, Luke looks a bit shocked at my little outburst. He got talked to because he's acting like an actual fucking child. He acts like an ass. Hole in our generation. He opened and closed his mouth a few times, struggling to reply before he crosses his arms to look like, well, a moping fucking child.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
Yes. Shut the fuck up.
No wine.
Touché.
No wine. Unacceptable! I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure?
What point of stop drinking alcohol did you not understand, you fucking moron? We live in a three-story penthouse. You don't think I know your alcohol stash?
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Don't forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Whose side are you on?
Whose side are you on?
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor!
The ride to the mansion is quiet, with Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. But by the time we arrived at the mansion and I see his eyes light up in genuine interest, apologizing is the last thing on my mind. The whole affair with the Ermengarde mansion is certainly an interesting experience. Oh yeah, they both kill each other. The place had been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it can be a place Luke and I can call home. And a number of prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxembourg certainly did not disappoint. Marking this estate as prime property. The Lees are amongst the group who went with the Rose woman and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not really feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabel. What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. One moment she's scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale, then she is panicking over some sort of prank letter or another. The second thing on my mind is how touchy my darling husband is being towards the poor dear. I cannot even plaster a smile on my face, a horrid scowl taking its place. There is no way I can pretend nothing is wrong as I hum.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
He is quick enough to detract his hand, which is all that girl needs to, well, for a lack of a better word, escape.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Yeah, you do that, bitch. Her partner follows, shouting after her without hesitation. There is an awkward air among us as we are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the forward draft girl and telling the tales of who was not audience to the act in the first place. It doesn't take too long for the woman Rose to turn and pull us aside and study for what I'm rightfully assuming is the damage control. Rose invites Marianne and Sue, hoping to apologize to her as well, but the woman refuses, saying she's not one of her clients anyway. At least myself, Rose, and Luke, the last, all too eager to make himself comfortable in a study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young, and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat, too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Oh, it's fine. The poor girl must feel so embarrassed about what she just did. But I say, let bygones be bygones. After all, she's only a child. She looked, what, 19?
I shoot Luke an accusing look at these words. After all, he tried flirting with the fucking girl. The nerve of him. And not only that Isabel girl, but also Mary fucking Ann and Rose too. That little asshole. What kind of husband would think that is even remotely a good idea to make moves on 3 different fucking women while his wife stands there? Because he's a jackass. Did he drink while I wasn't looking?
She's a bit older than that. But again, I apologize. And if there's any way I can make up for what just happened, just...
I know what you can do. Be a darling flower and get us one of those bottles you plan to serve. Pop it open.
We were planning on serving some champagne. I can get that.
That would be lovely. Much obliged.
Do you want a glass as well, Ms. Wright?
Oh no, I'm fine. I really shouldn't be drinking right now.
And Luke shouldn't be either, but right now I am just too tired for any sort of fucking argument. I don't have the heart to scold him in public as well. I am certainly not his mother. I just want to get this horrid day done with and go home and sleep. Perhaps I'll even have a strong cuppa before I head off to bed. Yes, that sounds nice. When Rose comes back with the champagne, I beckon her over. As I told her partner before, I have every intent of inquiring this house. I might as well even if I am having second thoughts about getting it for Luke. The moment we, the Wrights, have expressed interest in this place, we've had eyes set on us. Even if we don't buy it, that might as well be the signal to have bodies gossip about how we may or may not have lost our fortune. Regardless of that fact, it is false. Image is everything when dealing with these people. These are their unspoken rules for people such as ourselves. And besides, I really did like the place. Yeah, even a fucking photo that looks like your fucking husband. Why, everything is absolutely wonderful. Well, except for this ugly fucking painting from the study. The fuck is this thing? I'm 100% sure that's a mirror. It looks like a bad fake of an Everard Munch painting. Who the fuck is Everard Munch? I have no fucking idea who that is.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them. And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Marianne. Oh, right, she's been waiting outside the study this whole time, hasn't she? Huh. I think I'll need to have a little chat with her to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a look of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, I see the moment when she steels herself and masks her worry. Admirable.
We have this project then?
Of course. Will you be needing anything from us?
Having the floor plans would be a great start, just so that I can look at them beforehand. And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne? I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
And lo and behold, the painting is gone. In its place, a mirror stands, which leads me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
I think I can free up my schedule.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you. I don't really need another Maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway. The book club can function without me for one day. What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Besides, my house has a higher priority over a book club. Why, we can hold the next meeting in this place. Surely the beauty and grandeur of it all will inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern day writers can match up to the classics. What the fuck does that even mean? I might as well clear up the rest of the week the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this house mansion requires of me. Any social activity can be put off until the Ermengarde, or rather, the Wrights Mansion's great debut. I would just keep the fucking name. Ermengarde Mansion. The Wright Mansion. I'll have my fill of rape parties and gatherings, especially when I organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then! It's a date.
It's really not.
All right, Monday, 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggested that we meet at 9, but who is even awake at that unholy hour? I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. We say our goodbyes, shake hands, and make it clear without outright saying it that we now own this mansion. By the time we left the mansion's grounds, sunset is almost upon us.
So, you really want to buy this place then? That's a bit of a big impulse buy, even coming from you. Not that I'm complaining.
You're an asshole.
Well, I'm glad you're not complaining like you usually do. It's a right and proper Christmas miracle, isn't it? Hannah has finally done something right.
I refuse to look at him, staring at the passing scenery instead.
Hey, Buttercup, what's with this cheek?
Rose, Lily, Mint. The nerve, Luke, the nerve!
Is that what this is about? One, that woman's name was Rose. And two, you know I don't mean a word of that empty flirting.
And it's still the principle of things, Luke. I understand if you try to woo them to get what you want when it seems that I'm not looking. But I told you once before not to do it when I'm there.
Luke dealt with other women in the past to get what he wanted. Sometimes I have my doubts. I really want to believe that I am an exception, that he's not just using me like how he used those other girls. I'm having a hard time believing that now. And it isn't just the shameless flirting. There's something about that Marianne woman as if Luke is familiar with her. As much as it shames me, it makes jealousy rear its ugly head. I am suffice to say, ticked off.
Really? I forfeit my trip to Cardiff for this, and you're still not happy.
Oh, trust me, Luke. I am very happy. Very happy that, for once, we are doing something that I want. Can you not see the smile on my face?
It's only when I let loose those words that the truth hits me like a slap on the face. And by the looks of it, it seems to have the same effect on my dear, darling fucking husband. It has always been Luke wants to do this and Luke wants to do that, hasn't it? I don't even remember the last trip we went to, which was of my own choosing, without needing to get the man's fucking approval. On the other hand, I was pulled along to get to every single expedition he needs to fucking tackle, and I never objected. Well, you really fucking should have, you stupid bitch. The rest of the ride home is spent ignoring each other, pretending the other doesn't exist. Arriving at our penthouse, my first order of business is to get into a fucking bed. Forget a hot bath and forget the tea. I just want to bury myself in blankets and forget everything in my slumber. It seems that Luke has the same idea of mine as he tags along behind me. But this is something I will not allow the moment I pass through the door.
Out!
What the bloody hell, woman? This is my bedroom too!
Luke stands fucking flabbergasted as I deny him entry into our chambers. His pillows lie on the cold tile floors away from the warmth of our soft-down bed. And my gaze promises him the same fate if he still does not budge on this matter.
Don't even try to argue, because I am very cross with you, Luke Wright. You can take the second bedroom or the guest room if you wish, but I do not want to see you at all for the rest of the night.
Johans!
Our butler wonders over with a curious expression on his face. Fuck! He doesn't quite hurry, moving at a relaxed pace, no matter how angry his master sounded.
No, you are not allowed to sleep in my room, sir.
That's not what I mean! Help me talk some sense into her!
There is no sense in questioning her right to be angry, sir. So, if I might be excused, I'll go prepare the second bedroom for you.
Right in your face, you ugly bitch. I have to keep a straight face as he stops away in defeat.
Mutiny! This is mutiny!
It's funny, you stupid shit. It's funny.
The system is being upturned, and the people are rioting, and everything is left asunder.
What the fuck does that even mean? It isn't every day that Luke is rendered speechless by someone he considers inferior or to yield to another authority without an ulterior motive. His pride just won't fucking allow it. His pride's gonna have to allow it tonight. Cause you ain't getting in that fucking bedroom unless you blow the fucking door off. Which you're paying for, you dick. I do keep telling the man to treat his people better. He may throw whatever fit he wants, but he will not be getting his way tonight. Victorious, I celebrate by jumping face first onto our bed. Undignified, yes, but nobody is here to judge me anyway. Right? Nobody is here to tell me what to do. Yeah, as I succumb to my sleep, I can hear I can hear them whisper to me. I can hear them whispering. No! Calling for me. They want me. Need me. They drown me, pull me down, and suffocate me in their embrace until I sink to the bottom. My deep abyss awaits inviting yet foreboding. They're calling to me from in there, aren't they? When I do want to help, I do. But when I try to reach out, something pulls me back like a hook, seeking itself into my stomach. Holy shit! And I break through the surface with a grasp. Alone in bed and without Luke to hawk the covers, I am swathed in cloth and slicked with sweat. It takes me a while to untangle myself and kick them all off. Both the bed and I are a right mess by the end of it all. But I am more than eager to just get up and go out for some fresh air. The days pass, the days past had gone by a blur. We hadn't talked much, Luke and I, outside of necessity. In fact, we hardly talked beyond the topic of acquisitions of properties. Properties being the mansion, obviously. Everything has been so busy that I haven't talked to anyone outside of business. It's just so fucking stressing. So, one can understand my need for a good chat, preferably over a good meal. There are times when any decent, emotionally heavy, healthy, and sociable capable person needs a good friend. One who will talk to them without the conversation degrading or turning into a fucking argument. Or barring a nearby friend, I have an interior designer under a confidentiality agreement to listen to me.
Up, higher, come on now!
The place is bustling with movers carrying furniture here and there, along with several trunks of personal belongings taken from our penthouse. I can hear Luke barking at them in the other room, making sure that nothing is handled carelessly or gets stolen.
Careful now! I know your pictures are framed by cheap plastic, but those are framed by African blackwood and are one-of-a-kind commissioned paintings. Each one is easily worth a lifetime of what you lot make.
It's hard to tune him out. The walls did not do a good job of muffling him at all. But then again, it is Luke. I would still hear him ranting even if it were on the opposite side of the mansion. On the opposite sides of the mansion. And I'm wearing earplugs.
I'd really like to thank you for inviting me to breakfast, Mrs. Wright. But I already ate, so I should really go back to work.
You would sit and fucking eat.
Nonsense! You arrived so early, you must not have gotten a proper meal. Our butler has made a surprisingly lovely bubble and squeak.
What the fuck is a bubble and squeak?
Sit, sit! I'd situate us in the dining hall, but it is a mess right now. Oh, Johannes!
The man in question appears, ready with a tray as he starts to set the table for us. We sit in silence as we are each served a plate. Bubble and squeak topped by a nicely poached egg with cherry tomatoes and other garnishes adorning the edges of the plate. A cup and saucer and a teapot with some Earl Grey is placed down for Marianne, and I ask for orange Julius.
How are you liking the project?
Drop that vase and I'll have your head! I know it's only an 8 million yen vase, but I swear,
It's called a vase, you dipshit.
Well, it's certainly a fun challenge, incorporating the designs of a Jacobean manor and the functionality of a modern household. I have ideas I would like to suggest, by the way, about what to use the second bedroom for. I have been informed of your goddaughter and thought a kid-friendly room might be in order.
You read my mind. I was actually going to bring that up. Oh, that would just be so lovely, Marianne. That way, Kylie can bring her friends over as well. And a good friend of mine, Rochelle, is expecting a baby. So, why don't we think about putting a crib in there too? I can just imagine little ones running around, filling this place with the pitter-patter of their feet. We'd have to make sure they don't trip and fall on the stairs, though.
We won't be able to finish everything up until after the party. But we'll have it ready by then, so that all we need to do is to move in the furnishings.
Yes, that's plenty fine. It's not like we're in a hurry to have it. And we wouldn't want the workers to disturb the guests or the other way around, do we? Just make sure it's presentable. You know, in case a guest snoops about.
Of course. As for the kitchen you wanted, I've already negotiated for the high-end stoves and the hot and cold drawers, so on and so forth. I've got a friend who is able to customize them so that they'll look like the counters we'll be replacing and fit the rest of the interior. They'll be bringing them in today.
Why can't you people do anything right? Don't drag it. You'll scratch the wood.
Excellent. But no, really, how have you liked it so far?
Oh, it has been wonderful, believe me. Everything is going smoothly too. It has been a long time since I've worked on something on this grand a scale. Nowadays, everyone is about condos and flats, living in the city where every room is an identical box.
The fuck?
Believe me, this is very refreshing.
We lived in a condo before this, Marianne.
I didn't mean any insult.
It's fine, sweetie. Look at you, all frazzled. I was just pulling your leg. Luke wanted that penthouse when we got married, and you can thank him for purchasing this place as well.
She looks confused. Of course, she has every right to be. She no doubt overheard me push that estate agent into the sale, making quite the aggressive offer. She saw me sign the papers for the mansion as well. I just had to scoff.
Don't be fooled. I'm just the treasury. I wouldn't be able to make a purchase this grand without his seal of approval.
I see.
That's it. That's all you have to say.
Yes, it wouldn't be appropriate to comment further. It is unprofessional.
Unprofessional?
I can't help but let out a deep sigh as I stick a fork into the dish. I didn't want professional. I want someone who will either agree with me, even if it's just for the sake of agreeing, or someone who would try to talk some sense into me. Neutral responses are so boring. There is no discourse in the middle ground.
The food is good. Best bubble and squeak.
Squawk.
Of course it is. Our kitchen staff only uses the freshest, hand-picked ingredients. Only the best for the Wrights.
Mr. Wright is not joining us?
He sure as fuck won't.
No, he is far too busy bossing people around. He even refused to join me for breakfast earlier. Hence, this.
I see. My apologies. I really don't know what sort of response you expect to get from me.
There's the clatter of silverware as I slam my hands on the table. It is frustrating. I am frustrated. At Luke mostly, but Marianne's neutral professional answers are certainly irksome as well.
You're a human with feelings and opinions, aren't you? Don't give me this bollocks about being professional when we're having a nice friendly chat over a nice and friendly breakfast. I can only talk about interior designs for so long, and I detest one-sided conversations, Marianne.
But I really don't know what to say, Mrs. Wright. We were talking of no topic in particular, and...
Luke. We were talking about Luke.
About him not eating breakfast with you?
About him treating me as if I were some treasury.
I didn't realize that I shout that out loud until it's too late. There was a stunned silence that settled before I slumped back into my seat. Hiding my face behind my hands, I can feel my shoulders shake. Breathe, I told myself. Calm the fuck down. But it's just so hard.
Honestly, sometimes I feel like he doesn't love me anymore. Oh, have I been so blind? Did he ever love me at all? Was our marriage all for the sake of saving his company and his wealth? Because?
Did I say that all out loud again? Oh, this is bad. Unacceptable. It has been rumored before the real reason for our engagement, but if anyone were to know of this, marriage is a necessity to carry on political and financial power used to be a common thing, but the Evans-Wright union is a perfectly happily ever after. Well, we're supposed to be. It is true that we first met each other in order to discuss dealings to make the then family Wright Enterprise a subsidiary for Evans Incorporated. But I do remember being in love with him, and there were times when he said he loved me back, even if I'm not sure of the truth of what the truth is now. Either way, I do not want the Wright name or the Evans name dragged through the mud because of a slip-up. Marianne is a good sort, isn't she? So far, she has been reasonable and accommodating, even towards Luke's ridiculous requests. Patient and professional. Did it only extend to business? Or would she be able to understand that things like this are not as simple, not as clean as they are painted to be? So I can talk to her. Ask for her.
I won't speak a word, Mrs. Wright. Not only am I contractually obliged to, it would also go against my principles. This is no one else's business but your own, and it should be kept between the two of you. And whoever you wish to seek counsel from.
Please, Marianne. You have to understand. These sort of affairs, if anyone were to know this, they could just twist it and we'll be ruined. All I ask for is your silence on the matter.
If I am to be frank, Mrs. Wright, this isn't new for me. You aren't the first, and you certainly won't be the last to have complicated dealings. Unless what you're doing is illegal, I turn a blind eye.
Can I trust her?
If I wasn't in the same boat, I'd be trying to pry those secrets and gossip with you about them by now.
Well, I'm keeping that information confidential as well.
It's not like I have any other choice, do I?
Thank you.
We continue to eat our meal in peace, finishing the last of the food and drink. When the door to the parlor opened, Marianne and I were just sitting in silence.
Madam, the photographer from Luxury Living is here.
I give him nothing but a small nod.
This was a wonderful meal, Marianne. You're free to return to your duties. I must excuse myself.
It was my pleasure. And thank you for the food as well.
Making my way downstairs, I look back and see Marianne. Give me a note and a smile. Like a fucking jackass on meth. That certainly put me in a lighter spirits, as we would say. An interview with Luxury Living. That is today, isn't it? Oh yes. People have caught wind of our new mansion, and the very moment we left the open house. Luke had boasted he could acquire the property in no time and allow a photo shoot for an interior design magazine to be scheduled today. Well, there were complications, and it took longer than it usually does for us. Hopefully, I won't have any other Fortunate slip-ups with someone who isn't bound by confidentiality. The matching grounds had been one of the first things to fix up, aside from the bedroom. Although it was still a work in progress, I had a promising start and I can already see the flower patches. Luke's favorite daffodils stands out easily, having been transplanted from the pots that used to litter the rooftop of our penthouse. Why, if the moving crew thought that Luke was being hard on them, they clearly didn't see the landscaper on his way out. The man looked like he was ready to faint, and Luke seemingly ready to kill him by the end of the discussion. It is in the gardens that I see him, standing near the flowers in quiet admiration. He is hard to miss, the hulk of a man that clearly did not belong, and the big backpack and suitcase he has with him makes him look much larger. It's a peculiar sight seeing someone who looks like he does, handling little delicate things with such care. He looks up from the gardens and does a double take before my friendly face replaces his serene expression. Pretty sure I butchered that name, but I don't give a fuck.
Miss Wright, yeah? Hi, Zachary Steele here from Luxury Living, ma'am. Hope you weren't waiting too long. But it looks like you're still moving in, huh? Thought for a second there my calendar was wrong and I came here too early.
The one and only. Welcome, welcome to Maison de Right. And yes, we've been in the process of moving in as we were delayed, but it won't be a problem. They're just adding a few things here and there, and you should still be able to do your work. Where's the rest of your crew then, Mr. Steele?
Zach is fine, please. Mr. Steele makes me feel like I'm a mascot for a cleaning product. Anyway, I'll be your one-man crew for today. Don't worry, been doing this gig for a while now.
You must be quite the veteran to handle this on your own. We've had a full crew coming into our penthouse the last time we were covered in your magazine.
Veteran? Oh, your words are too kind, Miss Wright.
Hannah! If I get to call you Zach, you have my permission to call me Hannah.
Alrighty then. Anyway, I'm no veteran, but I know my camera well enough to make sure this is a good shoot. You can trust me on that, Miss Wright, Hannah.
Monsieur le photographe. Zachary proves quickly enough that I can, in fact, trust him. His skills with the camera and experience in this industry, at the very least. He's kind and courteous, listening and following as I lead him around the house. A really nice fellow, and he treats our household staff well whenever we cross paths with him. I answer his questions to the best of my ability, and he is patient enough to answer mine whenever I get curious enough. For one, I ask what the bags are for. They are quite the magician's toolkit. From inside, he had procured several items to embellish the interior with. Bowls of fruits and lemons, trays with pepper meals, stacks of cookbooks, cutting board, and glass canisters filled with colorful nuts and grains are brought in for a kitchen setting. For the bathroom, there are white towels and seashells and buckets of soaps. There are other things as well, too numerous the count, all in that large backpack and suitcase. Damn, he's fucking huge.
Tricks of the trade. Softens up a room, makes a place feel more homey, and fills it up with texture. But you guys probably have better stuff I can use for this.
No lights? Don't tell me all of these are just props.
Well, I've got my tripod here. For things like these, natural light is best. I'll just have to set the shutter speed to a real slow setting, and as long as nobody steps into the shot, it'll look great.
Oh, it better.
We go for the rooms one at a time, although we first tackle the ones that the Moogers have no business anymore. The ballroom needs a little preparation, and with its grand design, although there is some trouble at first with the wide open space and the pictures being backlit. It is in the kitchen that Zachary props come in handy, considering how Joanne's kept the place so neat and sturdy one can practically eat off the counter. We carry on touring the house and taking pictures where we can. With the exception to the rooms which have yet to gain any purpose or design. Too bad I can't take a sneak peek at his photos yet. Funnily enough, he is usually a traditional camera. Funnily enough, he is using a traditional camera. I didn't even know film still existed. But the way he speaks, however, I can see that he knows enough about his craft that I'm not too worried about botched photographs. I imagine photography must be... I imagine that photography must be cathartic for him, judging by how at ease he looks while taking pictures. There are small snippets of conversation in between the clicking of the camera. He even goes as far as to talk about these terminologies like shutter speeds and aperture. When I ask about the technical specs, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Other than shutter speed, I know what that means. I can't quite see the picture as it is made, much like when I watch artists paint on their canvases. But just watching someone passionately practicing their craft, such as this, is exciting in its own way. They spelled own wrong, but... Oh, in the many rooms I've been quiet, has been quite the exercise for the both of us. Despite that, he has been so nice and I find myself putting on my best smile. But it is, as we take pictures in the foyer, that everything comes to a standstill for a moment. Just a moment. And had I not been paying attention, I wouldn't have even noticed. It is merely a split second when Zachary's rhythm is put to a halt. His finger doesn't move to release the shutter, yet he doesn't pull the camera away from his face, gaze still firmly fixed through the viewfinder. His hands shake and there is a light sheen of sweat on his forehead.
Zachary?
No response.
Zach, is something the matter?
Hey, you got a bitch caressing your fucking neck hole. Lowering his camera, he blinks and stares at something behind me before shaking his head. Turning around, though, I see nothing that could have gotten his attention.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something, that's all. Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
I struggled to respond this time. There is a stunning weight on my back and an indescribable tightness around my throat. Everything stops. And everything starts again as I manage to choke out.
If you're sure.
I don't know what just happened. It was probably just a dizzy spell. I'm fine. And he said he's fine. We continue at the same pace as before, although there's an unspoken agreement that we will not talk about what happened.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least, not all the time.
What is it that you want to do then?
Maybe I've been out of line, sticking my nose into other people's business, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so as his shoulders slump in the easygoing air he has fades away. He looks torn over whether he wants to talk about it or not.
Films. Documentaries mostly. But cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right?
What's the difference?
I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like Blue Fonzie very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, do you want to tell me what Blue Fonzie is all about?
He hesitates, but when I refuse to budge on the matter, he gives and spills it all out. Blue Fonzie, la here, la cloche sombre des nores beneticus. I'm pretty sure I fucked it up. Look, I don't speak French. Despite the fact I live in Louisiana, we mostly have people that do know how to speak Creole. I can't speak French. Sorry, that's not my thing. Bleu Français, I can say. Or translated, the dark blue, the darkest hour is for the black British. What the fuck? He speaks with passion of one who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There is conviction, knowledge, and experience in his speech. Oh, I would have told him that he is an amazing speaker if only I wasn't so engrossed in listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in the workplace. Lesser changes for opportunity and higher chances of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general, still being treated like second-class citizens. All because of the color of their fucking skin. I still don't understand that. There are people like us. Why can't they be treated simply the same? It's fucking stupid. It's all just positively riveting and sad. He comes to the point wherein he loses steam. He looks at Ash and realizes what he has just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all. You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
I want to say that I understand where he's coming from, but I really don't, do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth, and I lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to what others experience on a daily basis. I certainly don't know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still have met Luke, and would he still have loved me if I was any lesser? I don't even think your husband fucking loves you. He just did that to get money. In bitches. Mostly money and bitches.
What was your home like? These things you talk about. It sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around. But a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
All that I knew. Josh can be so cruel at times. Of course, he may be a slightly different story when you have personal guards. When the stolen item is not a pencil, but an expensive fucking heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
It's nice, I suppose.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that.
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little girl all dolled up and treated like Bradshaw porcelain. With nursemaids waiting to me. And who the fuck wrote this? All the material possessions anyone could ever want. I could ask for a whim, and would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they needed to go. I saw them more often on the telly or in the papers than I did in person.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
A pensive mood overcomes us. And there's a moment where neither of us are sure of how to go on from there. Things have gotten a bit too personal, yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable. It's like as if we'd been friends before.
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here. You'll make home out of it yet.
He certainly makes it easy to believe that my childhood house is unbeatable, a lot like this one. Just as large and extravagant, and just as empty. I hope he is right.
So, Monsieur le Photographe, you've covered the one and only Ermengarde Mansion. What's next on the agenda?
The interview?
Boring. It's an interior design and housing magazine.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
Honor Wright thinks she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Blah, blah. Boring. You know what they should print more of? I watched an interesting documentary the other day. Bleu Foncé, The Darkest Hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch it. Those are the things that people should know about. What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit in my kitchen?
People, right?
Oui. People are shite. What do you think? Do I look good with this angle?
I strike a pose while he's being busy looking, taken aback for a moment, probably not expecting me to just go and say such a crass word. But he recovers quickly, and after snapping a few shots, he and sit down and have an effective stroke.
Yeah, vous êtes belle. You want copies of these ones?
Ooh,
Yes, please. So, the big boy knows French. You must have wooed a few ladies. Unless you're into gents. Either way, French is, after all, the language of romance.
Not really.
Though I don't know about quoting fancy poetry, but I've made lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy French cuisine.
Can you cook your best?
I can cook just about anything as long as I know the recipe.
C'est magnifique.
It's been too long since I've had a nice and proper chat with a good friend. No, Lee is certainly not a good friend. And although we just met, Zachary is the sort of who can probably befriend just about anyone. Like me, yours truly. I'll befriend just about everybody in my school at this point. Well, I say befriend, but I befriend them enough to where they won't kick my ass. For no fucking reason. Looks like everyone. He's just a comfortable person to be around with. Squatting one that. A bit comfortable. The first shoot went by a breeze. Like a breeze. And somewhere along the way, as we talked and laughed, I find myself getting a bit too close without realizing. He'll give me this strange look until I back up, and he'll go back to asking questions after I agree to do this interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't that odd. That's how I am. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them? He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. Because you're making him horny. He should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. If not, he needs to start. Stop fucking backlogging this shit. Perhaps nobody has shown him attention of this kind. But he is a big guy. He should be able to hug you. Me. All it is. Is a friendly touch here, a pretty smile there, and a gentle swing of the hips as I move around. Zachary grew and grew more red every time he noticed. Am I being mean as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? Perhaps. This went on during the interview and beyond that. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? Zachary and I are just having a playful, friendly chat while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I see it.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted. Could you maybe stop doing that?
Stop.
I'll stop if it makes you uncomfortable, sweetie.
Sorry.
No, I should be the one apologizing. Why, you're a shy one, aren't you, big guy?
It's not that, but...
He gestures to the ring on my finger and lets the fact of the matter hang heavily between us. Being told explicitly that I am too forward is not a common occurrence. I think I'm more stunned at the fact that he pointed it out rather than, well, being rejected. Not that anything is going to happen between us in the first place. It was just going to be a harmless flirting, right?
So, you've never had a girlfriend?
No. No boyfriend either. You know, just in case you were gonna ask for that one next.
And you haven't even had your first kiss?
Not a one, ma'am.
Do you want to have your first kiss today?
I can't help it. I really, really can't, and I'm going to apologize a lot later. Surely by the catty smile on my face, it's obvious and I'm just pulling this leg. The laugh I feel that contains certainly gives it away, and if it still isn't obvious. But still, he lights up in embarrassment, stammering and spurting a gesture.
You're married, and this will be extremely unprofessional.
I never said I would kiss you, silly. Oh, Johans!
No, what? No! Don't call your butler. She's Hannah!
That would be for the better. I don't think his husband would appreciate it if I made him kiss another man. I do not think he can hear us from here either. But it is hard to think you're not taken, Zachary. Why, whoever becomes your girlfriend will be so lucky to have you. You can cook and take wonderful photographs. Wonderful meals and wonderful memories.
I can play guitar too.
You can? Oh my, wonderful serenades as well then. Perhaps I can find a young lady who deserves a fine, strapping young gentleman like yourself.
Let's not get carried away. Besides, I gotta be going. It's getting late and I got someplace else to be.
A shame. I will be expecting you again soon, I hope. For a copy of my photographs, yes?
Of course, I'll even deliver them personally. Just, you know, don't try to make me kiss your butler when I drop by.
As fate would have it, the very moment the words leave his mouth, Joanne comes out of his house. Judging by the slight raise of his brow, he has heard only the tail end of the sentence.
There shall be no kissing of any butlers under this roof, Danke.
But you are not under a roof, are you, Hansi?
To my amusement, he takes a step back, safely placing him within the threshold of the foyer and under the roof of the house. And just as ever, he is quick to return with a sardonic reply.
I am now.
Or aren't you an asshole?
As I was saying, madam, it's about time for supper. Will I be needing to set an extra place at the table?
Oh, what? No, I was just leaving, actually. So, you have a good night, Hannah. And you too, Hansi.
It was nice to meet you, Zach, honey. You have a safe trip.
He nods and he nods and the grin on his face as we say goodbye. Say our goodbyes is the sweetest thing that I've ever seen. I linger, looking out for him when his relatively tiny bicycle backpack safely secured in the basket by the front and the suitcase hooked to the back. I watch as he went down the path back to Assalam Village, and Chill is nothing more than a blip in the horizon. I cannot help the small smile on my face as I go inside for supper. Entering the dinner hall causes me so much confusion. It is dark. For a moment I thought the electric work is not up to par, but that is clearly not the case, as every other room is bright with artificial light. Finding the light switch is a monumental task considering the size and my familiarity. Fuck, that's so hard to say. With the room. To make matters worse, the darkness grants the room a
Different atmosphere. Eerie and fucking frightening that you could probably get molested in the corner.
It takes longer than I thought to find the switch, something that will have to be rectified later on. My skin starts to prickle, and there is the distinct feeling of being watched.
Oh no, we're getting fucked tonight.
It unsettles me and only
Spurs me. And only spurs me on in my own search.
And when I do open the lights, there's a hiss.
I'll turn the lights down, woman!
There at the end of the hall is my beloved husband, with his face in one hand and the glass in the other. Perhaps I can let it go if it's only one glass of wine. However, I can feel myself go livid after seeing the toxic green little liquid glare mockingly at me.
Luke, what? Are you drinking absinthe? You know what the doctor said. Absinthe, Luke. Are you actively trying to kill yourself? Because if you are, we can just hit you with a bloody car!
Honeybee, Buttercup, not too loud, please. Besides, it's Lelouch, not too strong. Just hair of the dog that bit me. Helps with the hangover, dearest.
You drank? When?
This morning, love. Don't be mad. I just needed a few drinks, having to deal with those simpletons. And maybe I had one too much. You don't see me whinging about you leaving me to handle them on my own.
I had to attend the photo shoot and interview with Luxury Living. You know that. Let's not make this about me, Luke. This is about you and your drinking problem and...
Oh, I don't know, Hannah, darling. What if my drinking problem, as you like to call it, is linked to you?
And I'm gonna foot you in the ass if you say that one more fucking time, you little piece of shit. I don't give a fuck what your standing is. I don't give a fuck if you're my husband. I'm gonna beat your ass.
If we think about it that way, this discussion is about you.
And my boot's gonna be up you, Mr. Smartass.
That was pretty mean of you, leaving me alone to do all the work like that.
Made you the fucking realtor of this fucking group, you dipshit. You wearing a fucking tuxedo.
In our own fucking house. Where's some natural get-up, you fucking dick?
Jesus Christ.
You can't use the interview as an excuse either, honey. I was informed the moment your little interview was done. So, what was it then, What were you doing?
I was talking with Zachary, the photographer for Luxury Living.
I have no reason to tell lies. It's not like I'm guilty of anything. As Luke's expression turns, he makes me feel like I'm actually am to blame for something. Why? Dickhead. All we talked about was the fucking pictures. That was about it. Hell, I even did some teasing to him, but that was about it. Nothing more, nothing less, you fucking jealous bastard. He has a way of making me laid bare with just a look. That had really struck me when we first met years ago.
That giant Negro?
You get racist on me, I'm gonna fucking whoop your white ass.
You were having a secret meeting behind my back and it was with him?
Why the fuck you so racist?
What are you implying?
I'm implying nothing. I'm just worried. You know better than to trust those media types, Buttercup.
Oh my god,
He must have been really friendly to occupy your time like that.
Actually, I'm the friendly one, you dickhead. You're the asshole. And don't get racist on me, you little bitch. Nobody says that. You call him by his name, not by how his color is, you racist white fuck.
But all he's looking for is his next big headline.
Which I hope is you, and you alone, you racist bastard.
He's a photographer for an interior design magazine.
Doesn't matter. You let one little thing slip, one wrong move, and it'll blow up in the telly in the morning.
Oh, for God's sakes, but probably the reason why that shit happens to you is because you're a racist asshole who doesn't shut the fuck up and let people do their damn job. But oh no, you must be Mr. Imperfect, Mr. Perfect, Mr. Shitty asshole down the street that no one gives a fuck enough about and hopes to die in a couple of days.
He'll go to his journalist friends to gossip and make a quick quid.
Don't you mean quick bug? Jesus Christ. Okay, to be honest, no one likes Luke. His eyes were the first thing I noticed about him. They were like nature. Oh no, I'm not reading all this. Skip.
He was a perfect gentleman, Luke. I can't say the same for you as of recent.
Excuse me again? We're talking about you, Hana.
Next thing you keep those words coming up, I'm gonna beat your ass.
No. I am pretty sure we were talking about you and your drinking problem, Luke, right?
Hungover, forgotten. Hangover, forgotten during the course of this little spot. The man jumps through the streets and says,
It looks like he's barely stopping himself from throwing the nearest thing he can find.
Well, he does that. He gets a divorce paper, a fucking child support thing, because if he kills a kid, he's gonna get fucked in the ass for prison.
Oh, it is not a problem. I can stop whenever I want.
Then why don't you, you fuckwit? That's why it's called a problem. You're an alcoholic.
And even if it was, I think you can very well stay out of it, as it only affects my own kidneys or liver or whatever the bloody hell that shite pollutes. Whatever aftermath that occurs because of your little chit-chat with the Negro affects the both of us, however.
You keep saying that word, I'm gonna fucking kick your white ass. I'm a fucking build a machine to come through this fucking screen and beat the living shit out of you. I do not condone racism. You little asshole.
Look, Luke. Nothing will happen. You have to relax. It was just a friendly chat.
Well, now I think I'm getting jealous.
Oh, you're getting racist. Jealousy ain't got nothing to do with it, you fucking white asshole.
Or I would be if it weren't for this damn headache.
Maybe you should drink more.
Maybe.
Supper is spent in silence with nothing but the occasional
Sound of fucking cigarette.
A grand feast has been served, well, grander than usual anyway. Most likely due to Luke's complaints of stress. The wailing is far away and muffled. Yet at the same time, it shakes me to my very core as I hear it. As if the suffering is just standing right beside me. Hearing it sends a chill down my spine and makes me skin prickle with goosebumps. Who is that?
Hello? Is anybody down there?
I'm curious and concerned, but there's no way I'm going down there in the dark and humid underground. I'm not as enthusiastic as Luke, who considers himself quite the connoisseur. However, I also cannot bring myself to go to bed with this racket going on. If it is one of the household help, they would surely need some talking to. After all, this wouldn't be the first time I've gone and found one of the maids sobbing their eyes out over one thing or another. As professional as our staff are, they are still human. More often than not, it was either Joanne's or who I claimed them down, or I who calmed them down, who helped them figure out. Unfortunately, I'm not in high spirits right now, so I'm not as benevolent. I'm gonna call them out. I'm not opening that fucking door.
You in the cellar, do come out. We don't want Luke waking up and finding you in there, do we? That man would go ballistic thinking someone was trying to steal his precious wine. You can have a good cry, just not in there, yes? Why don't you come out here and we can have a cuppa and you can tell me all about whatever it is you're bawling about?
With how long I am standing here, however, I'm starting to think to myself as a fool. I did not want to acknowledge the other feeling I have, especially as the willing took an eerie turn. That I thought of being played with still didn't sit too well with me, and I stopped myself from getting too hot-headed as I tried one more time.
Now you come out of there! That is an order from the lady of the house, do you hear me? Why, I ought to...
I freeze as hands clamps down on my shoulders. The dread I've been feeling all this time makes itself known as... It's only Joanne's I see when I look back.
Apologies, madam, for touching you like that. You were not responding to my voice, and you looked about ready to wake the whole mansion up.
I was... I'm sorry. I was getting rather loud, wasn't I? But that crying woman in there, we must do something about her.
He grows silent for a moment and just looks concerned. At least I'd like to interpret it as concern, given how stoic our head butler usually is. Or rather, it must have been concern as he takes off a glove and pressures the back of his head at my forehead before his worrisome inquiry.
I beg your pardon. What crying woman? Are you feeling well, madam?
In the cellar? Can't you hear her?
Madam Hannah, no one is down there.
What?
The cellar is locked. Only Luke and I have duplicates of the keys. Nobody is down there.
I stare at him in disbelief.
Good thing I didn't open the damn door. I'm not falling for that shit, because this is what I would like to hear. I'm not fucking with that. I ain't stupid. I ain't your average white person. I ain't opening no goddamn door. I'm gonna try the second option, seeing if it really is a person. But when you get a response like that from an actual person that actually you physically see, you know you made the right decision with not opening the damn door. I'm not fucking with that. But when I listen once more, I hear no crying.
They're going to have to hatch a good measure to prove his words to be true, too. The thing won't budge unless I have a key short for using power tools on it.
Perhaps it is time for you to go to bed, madam. You are simply tired and hearing things, a perfectly normal human experience. But if you are still experiencing auditory hallucinations in the morning, you are free to consult with me.
Yeah, sure. There's a cold feeling in the pit of my stomach as he helps me up to my feet. What he says makes sense, and who am I to question someone who used to be a doctor? This motherfucker's a butler and a doctor? Who the fuck are you hiring? Why? Who the fuck hires a doctor as a fucking butler? A medical physician? A titty fucker? I am just tired, that's it. Long day of moving, the interview, dealing with Luke, that has all drained me of any proper sense.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I just need some sleep, that's all.
Of course I'm right. Go on then. Gute Nacht.
Good night, Johans. Good night, house.
It's just fatigue. That's what I keep telling myself, although I can't ignore the strange feeling in my gut. Either there is something wrong with this house, or there is something wrong with my head. Sleep well. Sleep will be elusive tonight. Luke is already gone by the time I rise. There isn't a single hide nor haw of him to be found. And trying to call him as on his mobile is a bust, as it only goes straight to his voicemail. The morning is once again filled with a whirlwind of activity. Fortunately, I am much more refreshed as I took a break from my responsibilities. I haven't the faintest clue where Luke was yesterday. Today is going to be a busy day, although unlike Wednesday, the master of the house isn't here right now, absent once again from his fucking duties. Hopefully he'll be back in time for the party. This is our house after all. A grand housewarming party for the wonderful Wright mansion. Every person of importance from Luxembourg is invited, and there will be a few guests flying in as well. Of course, there will be some people from me, along with friends and acquaintances who are made no less important regardless of their status in society. Marianne and I discussed business and last-minute touches to the house before finalizing everything. Not that there was much change from our original plans. Bar any huge...
You have certainly exceeded expectations, Marianne. Everything looks so marvelous, and in such a short time, too.
Well, I can't take all the credit. People have certainly been enthusiastic about the idea of working on the Wright mansion. There won't be any more problems unless Mr. Wright has any more objections about the second bedroom.
Luke and I had a small tiff about making the second bedroom a child's playroom, which I insisted is completely practical. In the end, I had to I can't speak French, god damn it. I didn't give him any choice in the matter. I even bought this wonderful wooden crib from an antique store yesterday, including some toys. Just in case anyone brings their child with them. Besides, we have little need for an actual guest bedrooms. We hardly have guests who spend the night. If we absolutely have to, we often choose to foot the bill for their visit on one of our hotels instead of always at Luke's own insistence.
Oh, no. We proceed with that room as planned. I already agreed to him having his greenhouse and his vineyard and his stables. He may as well let me have this one thing.
No, I did not agree to him having a helipad.
All right, then. Well, do we have any other concerns? Anything we need to put on our agenda before the party commences?
No, I don't think so. Not unless Luke has anything else to say.
Is he around then? It'd be best if we can note down his request right away, considering the scope of his usual ones.
Around? No. Where is he? Who knows where? I don't.
No, he's not around.
She didn't even have to point out the obvious. Now, did she? After 7 long years, I've already gotten used to him. I should be by now. Still not, apparently.
But don't you have a party?
I would want nothing more to complain, to whinge about how unfair this is. However, airing out one's dirty laundry is simply taboo among high society. To do so will make you a ripe target for the next dinner party chit-chat. Vultures, the lot of them, really. Or most of them, at least. There are always the ones, like Rochelle Lee. But put your trust in the wrong person and you'll find yourself eagerly picked apart.
Yes. But Luke's just being a sweetie, you see. That friend he's visiting, he's having marital problems and he's just trying to cheer him up.
Bullshit. Perhaps I'm being a bit too rash, a bit too hot-headed, and the virgin it is. But I thought myself clever with the plan to dress it up as gossip.
They've been married for a long time and they've hit how do they say it? A rough patch. His wife has a drinking problem and can be very neglectful. The poor thing really does his best to be a good husband. But it's never enough for her. Sometimes I think it's the years. Maybe it's been so long that they've lost that romantic spark. What do you think?
You were asking for my personal opinion on the matter, ma'am? Do you want me to be honest, or...
Be honest.
Be honest with me, Marianne. I don't need someone to sugarcoat it. I'm not some fragile thing that I'm just going to break down at the slightest thing.
She hesitates, taking a sip of her coffee while I stare into
My own cup of fucking tea with titties out.
If I'm going to be completely honest, I need to ask. This is about you and Mr. Wright, isn't it?
He turns. It's my turn to hesitate now. I really didn't expect such a straightforward question.
Suppose it is. What would you tell me?
Then, I tell you it's none of my business. I tell you that I don't want to meddle. But if the troubled husband with the neglectful wife asked me for my honest opinion, I'd say that he shouldn't base his happiness and his self-worth on someone else. Someone who won't even give him the time of the day. Maybe he should try being independent for a while. See what it's like when he isn't trying to please someone else and doing things for himself. Everyone's supposed to be their own man or woman, right? A bit of breathing room never hurt anyone. That's just my 2 pence worth, of course.
So you're saying they should divorce?
Nothing as drastic as that. If they're afraid that it might lead to just that, then maybe that is what's meant to happen in the first place. We shouldn't let our fear control our lives. But it's just a short hiatus is all. Or, couples therapy? Look, I'm really not the best person to ask about.
Fuck! I'm really not the best person to ask about relationships. That's what she was going on to say. I really hate it when I double tap this fucking space button.
I really should handle what's left of the work.
You won't be attending the party? Oh, you really must, Marianne.
I'll try to stay and chat. Maybe grab a few bites and a drink, but I can't be around for the entirety of the event. My apologies. Busy, busy, busy.
Really fucking shouldn't be.
You must stay a while. I'd love for you to meet some of my friends, and they're ever so excited to meet you. You need to say hello to the Lees, at least. If it wasn't for them, I'd never even heard of you.
We'll see. So, if Foy can be excused?
Be gone, bitch.
Certainly. You'll have to excuse me as well. I must attend to the party before any early birds arrive. Because, believe me, they will throw a fuss if things aren't ready, even when they're not supposed to be here until an hour later.
Schnell! We have a lot to do, and I believe we did not hire snails.
Chenille. I am going to search up with that fucking red Indians in the meantime.
Schnell.
I think our man is German.
Snails are for the dishes.
At least be here for your party. Damn it, Luke.
The guests have arrived, madam.
The bus is alright, madam.
And Luke?
Running a bit late, I'm afraid.
That little asshole.
Late for his own party. That man, I swear. He's probably looking to make a dramatic entrance, knowing him. Open the doors, then. We mustn't tarry. Welcome, welcome everyone. Please, make yourselves at home.
Ashley.
Be careful with Shirley, alright?
Oh, that rose-haired woman talking on her phone.
Yes, I'm at the party already, Mom. Yes, I'll say hi to her if I can.
I see Zachary, the photographer, as well.
I was just here a few days ago, yeah. Yeah, and the inside is huge, but the staff are pretty helpful if you get lost.
Thank you for the invite, Anna. Husband still missing, I see.
I should be saying the same of your darling Rochelle, Lee. The doctors again?
She told me she'll just be in the gardens. Bet she's lying and that she's somewhere around mingling. No offense, but that seems to be all you ladies do at these parties.
And aren't you gossiping right now?
Yes, well, what about Luke? Should we file a missing persons report now, or do you want to wait 24 hours?
He's around.
You know, I can tell if someone's bluffing. Don't tell me, let me guess. He's finally drunken himself to death and not wanting a scandal, you've hidden his body. I was wanting to give this housewarming gift to him personally, too. It's a plate that holds a wine glass so he can stop killing himself with liquid lunches. Looks like it's too late for that.
Nothing like that. Besides, this is a hardly polite conversation.
Oh, relax. I'm just trying to be cheeky to lighten the mood. It's not like I want Luke dead. The man doesn't serve dodgy plonk like the others when I visit, and he pays his respects well enough. I could use a glass of wine or 3, actually. Michelle's been in a horrid mood. Threw her stilettos at me the other day and almost took an eye out. Not sure if this is how it usually goes, but I blame the pregnancy.
I wouldn't know, would I?
Still no plans for a baby? Well, I guess that's for the best. If it's this bad now, I can't even imagine how bad it'll be when that little baby bump becomes huge.
Why don't you just go inside and have some wine, Lee?
Think I will, thanks.
You would catch his eye a lot better if you wore nicer clothes, don't you think?
Didn't realize the housewarming was going to be this fancy. I would have gone with a nice dress if I knew.
Oh, you're fine, dearie. It's only really the parvenus, those who climb, that come to these parties all dolled up. Quite the black-haired beauty, isn't he?
Who, Ash?
You know, you really shouldn't have turned down those offers. If I wasn't married, I'd happily go dancing with those young men. But you said a name. Ash. That's the exquisite lad you've been looking at all this time. I don't know him, and I'm the one hosting this party. That must mean you know each other. Is he your boyfriend then? Because that would explain those rejections.
In all my life, I have never seen a face grow so red. Grow red so fast. The shades of her hair did not help as well.
What? No, that's ridiculous. He isn't my boyfriend.
Such a violent reaction. A simple no would have sufficed. Many here would be happy to hear it.
And I haven't been looking at him.
Yes, you have, you stupid bitch. You're looking at him now.
That's right. You've been staring. Quite heatedly, in fact. Although I'm not sure if you look like you want to kiss him or kill him.
It's more the latter currently.
Just don't go murdering him on my property. I don't want to walk into a room and suddenly find a body there.
Holy shit. I just went ugly bitch.
I'll keep that in mind, but are you all right?
Yes, sorry. I just thought I saw something strange. It must be the trick of the light. Anyway, on a right, as you must already know.
Rebecca Gales.
Gales. Oh, the professor! And your little Becky!
My parents couldn't make it since they're in Scotland right now. And Mom says hi, by the way. But yeah, that's me. Little Becky. We met once before.
Yes, oh, I remember you! You were the cutest little thing with glasses! And when we met, you were having boy troubles with this lad called something with an A. What was it again? Aaron, Alan, Adele, Albert, Alexander, Andrew? Ashton! Ash! That man is that boy! The same one. Oh, goodness me, after all these years! I can see why, though. He's quite dashing.
You don't really need to announce it to everyone with an earshot, you know? Keep it down.
I'm so sorry, but it really is cute.
This is a nice party, Miss Wright.
Please, Anna's fine. We're friends of a sort, aren't we? We must be friends, seeing as I know about your little infatuation, Becky. Don't you worry, dearie. You'll have your happy ending yet.
I'm not too concerned about that, am I? That's not what I'm looking for.
Oh? And what makes you think that? Doesn't everybody want their happy ending?
Not really, bitch.
The idea of happy endings sounds like they're just for fairy tales. And they are, sorta. I don't think you can just sit around, trapped in some tower and hope for the best. If you love them, you have to fight for it, right?
Not really, when they're an asshole.
You're not just going to sit there and hope that everything will just fix itself on its own. Like everything, you have to work at it.
Oh, you already do that shit, you bitch.
But what do I know?
I'm sure the daughter of the two greatest professors I've ever known is smart enough to know what she's talking about. But have you told him how you feel? And it's been what? 20 years?
17, actually. But no, not yet. He can be a bit dense. I was hoping that maybe he'd notice on his own and...
Well, that won't do. What if you two become husband and wife? He's not to be dense when he's sworn himself to another person. Why, you might just as well consider leaving before the day's even begun.
If that happens, I'll have to give him a good ear bashing, won't I? Whoever anyone ends up with, it's not going to be a perfect relationship anyway. There's going to be things you'll love and things you'll hate about the other person. We're just humans. It's funny. Here I am, trying to give you advice when you did the very same thing back then. I remember you giving me a makeover when we were still kids. And you were the first I told anyone about my... crush.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Enjoying the party? I hope I'm not too late in welcoming you all to the Wright Mansion. Welcome one and all to our humble abode.
I'm gonna kick your humble ass.
Tonight, if you have yet to find yourself in your roles, you are our ladies and lords of the court of your king and queen, if you would excuse my presumptuousness. So, enjoy the feast that has been laid out for your senses as we only allowed the best to be served. Enjoy the rest of your night, everyone!
Are you feeling ill, Rochelle? Perhaps you need to sit down and...
No! Shut it, you munter! I ain't talking to you! I'm talking to this scumbag over here! You bloody bastard standing there with your smarmy smile!
Watch your tongue! You're on thin ice, Rochelle. Where's your husband? Who even invited you?
I did.
And I told you with great emphasis not to. Now we have a drunk, hormonal, pregnant woman causing a stir. What is even going on?
I don't know. But Rochelle, do calm down before you hurt yourself. I can't understand a word you're saying.
Where is that husband of yours? Lee! Collect your wife right now!
Don't you fucking talk like I'm not here and you're not responsible, you ass! You told me that I should wait for you in the gardens!
Excuse me? What is this nonsense you're going on about?
Crazy talk! That's all it is! Just completely and utterly mad! Has anyone seen the Chief Inspector?
I am pregnant with your little bastard. You promised me you'll take responsibility. God damn it, Luke. I finally got you to talk to me after months of silence, and you do this to me.
What do you mean you're pregnant with? Luke, is this true?
Lies and slander, woman! Security! Yo, Hans, take her out of here before she makes an even bigger fool of herself!
No, you do not do this to me. I was so ready to leave my stupid oaf of a husband. I told you to leave that damn wife of yours. Look at her. Does she look like she wants a baby? Does she look like she could take care of a baby?
I'm so sorry for her behavior. She's been under a lot of stress. And the alcohol. Talking nonsense, that's all it is. You're not allowed to drink because of the baby, Shelley. What are you thinking?
Nothing to see here, people. Move along.
Look, I don't care. This man is being an ass.
Hey, I figured you could use the save. You looked like you weren't doing too hot back there. Do we need to call a doctor or something?
Oh no, I'll just be needing some fresh air, that's all. Some help getting out of here would be much appreciated.
Sure, that won't be a problem. I wanted to get away from this drama too anyway. Just... Hey, Zachary! Hey, Zach!
Becca! This is a real oh, hey, Miss Wright.
Hello, Zachary. I told you to call me Hannah. Did I not?
Yeah, you did. So, this is what you called me for. We gonna get Hannah out of here?
That'd be great. Hey, I gotta go back in there. Completely forgot my bag like an airhead, and I'll see if I can tag Ash on the way out. You'll be fine here, right, Hannah?
Not to worry, dearie. I'll just be right here.
Zach will be with you if you need anything.
Zachary?
Yeah, You need something?
I was only going to say how nice it is to see you again.
Oh, okay. You okay there, Hana? I mean, of course you're not okay after what happened in there. I mean, that was terrible. But you're not gonna just fall down and faint or anything, right?
I'm fine. Thank you for your concern. I should be asking you the same thing. I remember you being a lot more eloquent.
Oh yeah, I'm just not too good with staying too long in a crowded room. Or handling intense drama, you know. Sorry about my clothes. Didn't think there'd be a dress code. Not that I have anything that nice to wear to a shindig like this. I dig nice, small, simple parties, so this is a real doozy for me.
And do you host your own nice, small, and simple parties often?
Only when there's occasion, birthdays, and stuff. Those are a lot more fun for me, and I can be a lot more selective about letting only the people I'm cool with attend, right? I get to pick the food too. Of course, I make most of them myself. There's usually a dozen people or less, and all we really do is just hang out. Maybe do some grilling, karaoke, dancing, you know, the usual.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. You sure you're alright? You aren't exactly being eloquent yourself, as you put it. You must have something you want to get off your chest.
I don't know, Zachary. What am I supposed to say?
You can scream merde if you want. I won't snitch.
You want to know what I think? How I feel? I think my friend may have slept with my husband. At least, I'm pretty sure she isn't pregnant with his baby, which isn't much now, is it? My husband is a selfish, pretentious, bloody sack of shite, and you know what? I don't give a flying fuck anymore! My God!
Well, that ain't good. Not giving a crap won't make the problem go away.
I'm going to ask him for a break, Zachary. I'm not going to pretend that there isn't a problem, but I just need to step back.
Fair enough. As long as you don't just up and disappear on him, I suppose.
Yes. Now can we please stop talking about him? Tell me more about your small, simple parties. Karaoke and dancing. How does that even go together?
Simple, really. We hope Ash doesn't take the mic, put on a bit of fun music, and just dance. Not that I can, but there ain't nothing complex about it.
You can't be that bad.
I'm pretty good with the twist. Or that's what they tell me, at least. I think they're just being nice. I'm sure it just looks awkward.
I've learned that men tend to exaggerate. You can't honestly be that bad, can you?
What? Do you need a demonstration?
That would be preferable, yes.
It's not like there's music here, Hana. Come on. I could barely dance with music, and I don't want to be dancing alone. I'll just look silly.
Imagine, mon ami. You are an artiste, are you not? With your photos and films and your guitar. You must know notes to play an instrument. Find a melody and a beat. Would it be such a stretch of the imagination? And don't fret, I will gladly be your partner. Where did you even learn to dance, Zach? The 60s want their moves back, honestly.
College of two left feet, obviously. And I'll have you know the twist is still an awesome dance.
I'm gonna steal your soul, you little bitch.
I'm going to steal your soul. Now give me your ass, sticky little bitch.
Luke? I think we need a bit of a break. You know, some time apart. It's not permanent or anything like that. Just for a while. In a few days, perhaps. I was thinking I can move back into our penthouse in the meantime, but I won't be moving out right away, so that I can help settle everything here. And I haven't even thought of packing yet. And I'll want to ask Johans to assign some of our staff. Unless you want the penthouse anyway. Then I'll stay here instead.
No, you take the penthouse. It'll be easier for you.
Isn't this to your liking? I imagine that you'd like the space and independence. You'll have the bed and covers to yourself, and you can have whatever you want prepared for meals. You can even have all the wine you want, though I'd rather that you don't.
This isn't about that, Hana. Well, it's partly that, but...
What's wrong, Luke?
Aside from that disaster yesterday and you telling me you want a divorce, everything is peachy keen.
Number one, nowhere in that conversation did we say divorce. Number two, we said not permanent. It's temporary, you fucking deaf bastard. You dumbass.
Well, you want me to start on the letters then? To start the divorce settlements and whatnot?
It's not a divorce, you fucking moron. No wonder you didn't grow up past your fucking teens. You're fucking stupid.
Will you be seeking ways to throw me out onto the street without a penny to my name?
The fuck?
No, Luke, this isn't a divorce. I just told you this is only temporary. Are you really having a sulk because of what she said yesterday?
I am having a sulk because you believe her. You stormed out and now you're asking for us to split up? Soon enough, you'll want to throw me out like I'm a piece of trash.
Would it be farther from the truth, honestly?
Do you think I would be this calm if I believed her, Lucille Mitchell, right? Because believe me, if I did, well, it wouldn't be pretty. Besides, I know how you feel about children. It makes her whole statement laughable.
Sure, whatever you say. When are you leaving? In a week?
It won't take that long to pack. After All Saints, perhaps? I'll go and inform the staff of this.
What are you still doing here? Just leave. You still have some packing to do, don't you? Go ahead. I won't stop you.
You're an asshole.
Yes, Hana, go buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere. Good idea. Great plan.
Rebecca Gales here. Who's this?
Good morning, Becky.
Hannah? Oh, wait, how did you get my number?
You responded to your RSVP through the phone. It's all saved in here, of course. I thought I'd like to say hi and make plans and get together sometime. Also, I'd love to hear news about your mother and father and about you, my dear. Oh, I hope I didn't wake you up.
Oh, you're good. It's sports day at school today, so I was just prepping for that.
Figures that you'd be a teacher as well. I'm sure your students must absolutely adore you.
Don't know about that.
Mathematics?
History, actually. Anyway, it's real nice to know you've got my number. I was going to ask for yours because Mom wanted to keep in touch.
You could have asked, silly girl. I would have gladly given it to you.
Couldn't, though, because, well, the thing that happened. But really am sorry, though. I gotta run. School, schedule, stuff. Is there anything else you want to say? Don't want to use the mobile while driving?
Oh, of course, of course. I shouldn't keep you. But I wanted to thank you for your company yesterday.
Not a problem.
I was hoping you could thank Zachary on my behalf as well. He was really kind and wonderful.
Well, you can tell him that yourself if you want. I can give you his number.
Oh, no, I don't want to be a bother. Intruding on his privacy.
Pretty sure he'd be fine with it. If you two are on a first-name basis and all. So, his number, right, it's... 787...
I'm not fucking falling for this again.
This again? If somebody is pulling my leg, I will not be happy.
Why you open it, you stupid bitch?
Why? Prince! Luke, please.
What happened here? Who did th-
I don't know.
Shh, it's alright. You're safe now, Hana. You're safe now.
Hey, at least Hana survived. With that, guys, I'm going to end this chapter here. And if you guys want to like, subscribe, please do so. Also, please follow me here on Twitch. We upload live streams every day. On Saturdays, we do at 12 p.m. a family roleplay or roleplays with my friends. But afterwards, we do this and other horror games if anything new comes up. So I'm very up to choose suggestions, so leave a comment down below in the video downside version if you have any suggestions for games you want me to play after we finish this series. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching.
Please be scared with the audio, please.